time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. Shout for the Trucker John street on a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John street. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. The Trucker John live stream is gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing.
It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hash your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little slack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch him out, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
Okay, mic is on. I was just grooving to my own music. So, what can I say? I just grooving to my own music. So how's it looking? Is the shot lined up there? I got the camera in the right spot. I think so. I think we're looking all right. You know, I think I got it right. Hopefully this AC will shut off in a second here. So here we are. Welcome to the show. It is Saturday, June 15th, 11:15 p.m. in the Pacific time zone, and it is already 99 degrees. Woo! It's supposed to be like 108 today. So yeah, we are already almost at the century mark. Good thing I've been inside the whole time in front of this air conditioning unit. Thank God for air conditioning. Thank God I don't live in Saudi fucking Arabia. Anyhow, let's say hi to everybody. Roxanne Armfield, first one in, last one out. I don't know about that, but thank you, Roxanne, for being here. Fancy's here, never fear. You don't like my music is here. MJ Daniel, good to see MJ. Jeannie's here, thanks for being here, Jeannie. Let's see, who else we got? Shannon's Tigre's here, good to see Shannon's Tigre. Gino Maynard, my main man, Gino Maynard's here, good to see Gino. Let's see, who else we got? 56 Nick Rich was like number 14. Who's next? That reminds me of a Who album. Now I gotta go take a leak. No. Misha's here. Good morning, afternoon, peeps. I brought coffee and for the humans and mealworms for Mr. Scuttlebutt Franklin. Hugs all around. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Let's see. Big Hook, the big Canuck is here. The Fancy and the Roxanne welcoming community is here. Roxanne sounds like a great trip. You don't like my music. Oh, I don't like my music's going on a trip. Well, all right. We'll have fun on the trip. See you next fall. No, I don't know. Nick Rich is here. I already said he was number 14, by the way. By the way. Who else we got in the house? Who else is in the driver's lounge this morning? Who's getting high in their own supply? Says you don't like my music. Mish is talking to Roxanne. Okay. Brandon Woods is back. Thanks for coming back. 95 here in North Florida with about 85% humidity, I bet you. I bet you by golly. You don't like my music. Anyone who has to work outside and that should be getting double time. Double time? Double time. Nick Rich says it's 70 degrees out there in the Great White North. Gina Maynard, 73 in Northern Cal. No Cal. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-boo. Let's see. Brandon Woods says, yes, it sucks here. Tim Nelson. Hello, Tim Nelson. Good to see you over there in the Truckers Lounge. MJ Daniel, I could really use a road trip to the beach, but don't have the funds right now. Second best thing, Trucker John Show. I don't know. Might not even be the 10th best thing, but yeah. Make do. We'll make do. Hey, Big Hook, the Big Canuck says, what's up, fellow Canuckleheads, eh? Eh? Have you had your maple syrup snow cone this morning outside your igloo yet? Not yet, but I'm working on it. Brandon Wood says, good afternoon to Roxanne Armfield. And Roxanne says, good afternoon to Tim Nelson. Okay, so here we go. We're all pretty much with the greetings here. 22 watching, 19 thumbs ups. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. Like, subscribe, and share. All that good stuff. So what is going on today, guys? What is going on? What is the word of the day? The word of the day. Well, let's see here. Let me see. I was going to try something new, but let's see if I could do it here. I guess I can't do what I was thinking about doing. Let's see. Oh, maybe I could do it here. Boop, 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 deep, deep. Let's see. What about we do a simple title? There we go. Here we go. Watch this, guys. Watch this. This is something I've never done this before, so. It's all about projection. Okay, now what do I do? It's all about projection here. Can I put this somewhere? Oh. Can we put this somewhere other than right in front of my head? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's stuck there. I don't know. Let's see. Oops. Now what have I done? There we go. Should I put that over there somewhere? Somewhere. Let's see. Is it showing up? It's all about projection. It's all about the projection. I'm trying to fix it. Oh, I'll just leave well enough alone, I guess. Did I knock it? I think I erased it. All right, so here we go. It's all about projection. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit. Put that up there somewhere. I don't know. Here we go. So, I keep messing it up. All right, just leave it. I think we're good. It's all about the projection. Is it still there? I guess it's still there. All right. So, I think it disappeared again. Oh, I guess it doesn't stay on forever. I guess it's I've never done that before. But anyhow, okay, so it's all about projection. And what am I talking about? What the hell am I talking about today? Here's what I'm talking about. Here's one thing I'm talking about. Remember all that shit? Remember all that coming down the escalator, talking about Mexico sending us their rapists and their criminals? He was just projecting. Because Donald Trump is the rapist. Donald Trump is the criminal. He's the convicted felon. He was telling us who he is. Believe him. It was all projection. The criminal and rapist that we all need to watch out for is that guy. I think I have to go opposite. Yeah, that guy. Who's the rapist and the criminal? That guy. Or that guy right there. So that's sort of the theme for today. It was all projection. That's all. That's all it was. And then what else? What else I got? I got another one. I got another one over here. Look at this. You know, when I'll leave it crooked. When Trump and the Republicans and the maggots, they're always calling Biden the Biden crime family. They're projecting. It's all about projection. Look at that. It's all led by a criminal in Trump. And look who's under him. All these, for the 2016 campaign, the 2020 campaign, all these people that have been convicted of crimes, his lawyers that are all being indicted, they're losing their law licenses. They're all a bunch of criminals. The criminal family, or whatever you want to call it, the criminal organization is the Trump organization. How many felonies has Joe Biden been even indicted for or suspected of, or whatever? Zero. It's zero. I'll tell you. Spoiler alert, zero. How many times did you hear Joe Biden saying that Mexico's just sending us their rapists and their criminals? Never. Never. So today's theme of the day is about projection. And I was trying to get this to be on there a little longer, but I guess apparently it doesn't. But it's all about the projection, right? It's all about projection. While I was ranting, let me see. MJ Daniels says, back in high school, somebody put a Playboy centerfold in the projector when the teacher wasn't looking. We were such scamps. Now, that's the kind of projection I could probably live with. MJ Daniel, he was just describing the MAGA base. You don't like my music. That was back when Trump's wife would be seen with him. Yeah, remember that? Even then, it didn't seem like she was, all that happy. Tim Nelson, 35, ex-convicted felon. Times for the yep. Gina Maynard, Trump is the diaper change we've been waiting for. Fancy, I won't forget. Mish, but butter emails. Yeah, I know, that's so ridiculous. People, that people actually fell for that shit. I didn't. And I'm not even that smart, and I didn't fall for it. 56 Nick Rich says, has Joe even got a speeding ticket in his vet? I don't think so. You don't like my music? Says, Trump was impeached for blackmailing Zelensky into implicating Biden, and another guy was charged for the Burisma lie. Big Hook, the Big Canuck says, the House and the Senate are going to hold everything to a halt till the 30 convictions are removed. No, they're not. I mean, they're not going to do it. They're not going to be able to do it. Hey, there's Jolie. Jolie's in the driver's lounge. Thanks, Jolie, for being here. Mish says Trump can't even drive. Gina Maynard, even our bad presidents weren't indicted. They had just enough class to resign. Talking to you, Richard Nixon. Let's see, Kevin Duncan, projection, Your Honor. Hey, Kevin Duncan, good to see you, by the way. Don't know if I've seen Kevin Duncan before, so thanks for being here. And as always, make sure you like, subscribe, and share the show. Hey, we're up to like 1,860 subscribers. That's pretty awesome, you guys. The show is growing and growing and growing. It just seems like yesterday. I barely had not even 200 subscribers when I started doing this show. How long has it been, Jolie? About 3 years now? And just a few of us. I guess my motto, is it a motto? Because for years and years and years, I'd been wanting to do a live stream, right? And I just had all these excuses, like I don't have the right equipment, I'm not fancy enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good looking enough, but by golly. And so I just kept putting it off, and then finally I just said, screw it, I'm just gonna do it. And I did it in my truck, on the road, with an iPhone. And basically I'm just still doing the iPhone thing, but I'm not in my truck anymore. But, and I said, you know what, if I only get 2 people watching, fine, whatever. It'll be me and the 2 people, and let's have a good old time. And now I got 1,862, I think, of you beautiful bastards. And to rob a little bit from was it Phil DeFranco, whatever. Just in case anyone's like, why did he just call us bastards? But it's like a joke. But you are beautiful people, and now look at you. Now look at us. So let's keep it going. I always say the more the merrier. So let's make sure you like and subscribe, share the show out, get us out there. Continuing now with the chat. Gino Maynard says the Central Park 5 should make an ad against him. Yeah, I've heard that was suggested before. I think that's a great idea. Get the word out of what a fucking racist Donald Trump has been for his entire life. Big Hook, the Big Canuck says, the moderator and Turtle Whisperer is here. Franklin is keeping us enthralled. I did see Jolie's latest video update of Franklin, and he's just looking cute as ever. Just the cutest little turtle I've ever seen in his little aquarium there, and just looking all cute and adorable. Let's see. Jolie says, yep, close to 3 years. So I guess we're not quite at 3 years. I should figure out what my anniversary date is. And then maybe have a special anniversary show or something. I don't know. Brandon Wood says, I am with Sugar John. I am not good looking enough and I never wear pants. Well, who says I am wearing any pants right now? Yeah, who knows? Fancy says, I can help you with the fancy part, John. Yes, fancy brings the fancy. That's for sure. We got the fancy. Hey, 56 Nick Rich says, if you got enough to say it, shout it, scream it. Hey, Nick Rich, that sounds like some song lyrics. I should make another AI song, and I'm going to steal those lyrics right there. Say it, shout it, scream it, boom. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Let's see here. Brandon Wood says, say you listen to Randy Rhoads too? I do. I will say it. Yeah, I guess, can you guys see my shirt? Got my Randy Rhoads shirt. I have a Randy Rhoads hat, and I can't find my Randy Rhoads hat, and I can't find my Bernie t-shirt. I don't know what happened to him. So I guess I'm going to go have to buy me a new Randy Rhoads cap, because I can't find it. The Bernie shirt, I don't know if he's still selling stuff. He might still be selling stuff. But if I'm going to buy a new shirt, I think I should get a Brandon, Let's Go Brandon. Is it okay if we say Let's Go Brandon? Can we take that back? Or at least a Joe Biden t-shirt. You know, but I'm taking back Let's Go Brandon. You don't like my music? Says, let's be friends. We'll do things together. We'll have a great old time. My buddy, anyone remember that? I don't know. It kind of sounds like my theme song. MJ Daniel says, oh, Mr. Trump, your ride is here. Hedge Enemy. Hey, Hedge Enemy. Good to see Hedge Enemy. What? Let me see. I don't know what that means, but hello, Oxanne. James Williams is here. Oh, I think it Roxanne. Okay, but James Williams. Good to see James in the driver's lounge. Big Hook says Happy Father's Day, which is tomorrow, but thank you anyhow. Since we won't be seeing each other tomorrow, because I don't plan on doing a show tomorrow, so thank you. But right back at you to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day weekend, I guess we can say. Mish, let's take a poll. Who's wearing pants? Nick Rich says, you're welcome, John. Oh, Nick Rich, I'm stealing your lyrics. Maybe I'll put you in the credits. I'll give you a partial credit for that, if I do it. It'll be you, me, and AI. You don't like my music? Says Fancy, my buddy did everything you did, the first doll for boys. Nick Rich, I put on my trousers. Gina Maynard, pants are for weekdays. I thought you were going to say pants are for losers, but yeah. Yeah, come on, it's a Saturday. We don't need to have pants on the weekends. You kidding me? Fancy says, I remember the tree climbing part. I don't know what you're talking about. Jolie says, hey, Mish, I'm in a swimsuit on a pool raft with my phone in a Ziploc bag. Wow. So we'll put no pants for Jolie. No pants. Well, I have shorts on, so I don't know if that counts. Apparently, Gino Maynard is pantless. Nick Rich says, if you want lyrics, just ask any one of us, John. You guys are all very lyrical. I will give you that. Roxanne says, do shorts count? You don't like my music. Don't you hate pants? Homer Simpson says that. Apparently, the great Homer Simpson. James Williams says, I thought the missing R was a protest against anything that sounds Republican. There you go. That's a way to cover yourself there. Big Hook, the Big Canuck. I'm panting all the time with anticipation. Oh boy. Andrew Petrie's in the driver's lounge. I dressed myself this morning. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Andrew. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You don't like my music? I'm wearing linen harem pants, commando style. Oh boy, oh boy. I like wearing nothing at all. It's like wearing nothing at all. Okay, alrighty. Maybe a bit of TMI, but hey, whatever. I think we're all getting quite comfortable with one another. We're letting down our guard. Roxanne Armfield says, I forgive the confusion, James. Mish, anticipation. It's driving me crazy. Hey, Genevieve says, can you show us the Turtle John? I am now officially Turtle John. I can't. I don't have a picture. There was a video, and I didn't download it and all that kind of stuff. It would take me forever. Jolie could have put a link in there. Could drop a link for all you turtle lovers out there. Welcome to the Turtle John Show. You don't like my music, TMI? I thought we were talking pants. It's the commando part of it that I was talking about. But hey, whatever. But like I said, hey man, we're I think we've all reached a point in our relationships here where we can talk about those type of things openly and freely. Dana Darden says, happy weekend, all my fellow music lovers and Trump haters. I think that includes probably just about everyone in this chat, so you're right, yeah. MJ Daniel says, a Seinfeld episode, I'm out there, Jerry, and I'm out there, Jerry! Yeah, I think I remember that one, and I'm loving it. I can just see it, I'm loving it. Hey, I love turtles. Gentleman or Mr. Spock? Oh, is Mr. Spock here? Oh, there's Mr. Spock. Live long and prosper to Mr. Spock. Thanks for being here. Jupiter Judy's in the driver's lounge. Hello from Florida. Well, hello back at you, Jupiter Judy. Good to see you. Hope everything's all right down there in hot, steamy Florida. And hope you're doing okay. Big Hook. Do you have armadillos in Vegas? Not really. I don't think so. I've never seen one out here. When I was driving, I used to see them all, I think you start seeing them maybe in like Texas, Louisiana. There's more armadillos than there are squirrels, maybe. It seems like when you get in those Gulf Coast states, you see a lot of armadillos down there. They might have some in Arizona. I'm not sure if I've seen any in Arizona or not. They probably do have them in Arizona. I've never seen any up here. Maybe they do, but they're just way out in the sticks. I've never seen any on the roads. Because usually you see them on the road, on the side of the road or trying to cross the road. And that, like I said, that was probably like Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, things of this nature. Nick Rich, John, reading faster than usual. Yeah, trying to keep up with the flow. You don't like my music? Says I'm so-called straight guy. I'm a so-called straight guy, but I wish I could wear a skirt without attracting unwanted attention. I just go for it. I'm not really a skirt guy myself, but hey, man, just whatever floats your boat. I know some guys like kilts. I'm not into kilts, but hey, man, I've heard they're very comfortable and very freeing, so just go for it. MJ Daniel says, I think that is more of a Texas thing. We're talking about the armadillos now, I think. Yeah, lots of Texas armadillos, I think. Hey, there's the link to Franklin the Turtle Jolie put in there. So if you guys want to check out Franklin, the most adorable little turtle you've ever seen in your life, there it is right there. There's the link. We've got, Mish says, we have porcupines around here. I have seen porcupines. Let's see, porcupines. I don't know if I've really seen them in Nevada. I'm sure there must be porcupines everywhere. I've seen those. It seems like they're more in the mountain regions. Every now and then you'll see a porcupine in the mountains and stuff. James Williams, it's called a kilt for a manly man. A manly man, I'm just a manly man. You know, like my music says, maybe I'm just not confident enough to wear a skirt. Yeah, well, I'm not. I'm not going. No. Hey, Gina Maynard says armadillos are just possums with intimacy issues. Brandon Woods, you can wear a skirt. It's called a kilt. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of behind here. I was talking about that a few minutes ago. Brenda Triplets here. Busy day to day. Just stop in to say hi and give you a like. Well, thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. And hope you don't have too busy of a day. You know. Andrew Petrie, I'm on day 5. No beer by choice. I can't stop eating. Well, if it's not one thing, it's another, right? Jupiter Judy says Florida has iguanas, gators, monster lizards, panthers, and more. Oh, yeah, Florida is like, it's like this wild jungle. Big Hook, the Big Canuck says, what's the difference between a porcupine and a Porsche? One has the pricks on the outside. Boom. MJ Daniel says, we have lots of opossum around here. Jupiter Judy, opossums are in Florida. In Florida are common. They're common. Let's just say they're common. I'm going to skip down a little bit. Little bit. You know, like my music says, sarongs were big for a minute a few years ago. Those were skirts for men. Hey man, like I said, whatever floats your boat. I'm not really into skirts for men or kilts. I'm not really not into that myself. But like I say, you do you, boo. You do you. MJ Daniel says wild rabbits. I was not a fan of the hair bun, the big bun that guys used to wear. What'd they call it? A bun? Some kind of. I thought that kind of looked ridiculous. But I mean, who am I to talk? I mean, you know. And I didn't like the little man purses. There was a thing where guys were wearing these kind of purses. I'd rather have a fanny. I have a fanny pack somewhere around here. If I ever find it, I'm going to start using it. It's a really nice leather fanny pack. I like a fanny pack. I don't like purses. I don't like a man purse. I don't like a man bun. I think it looks ridiculous. I'm sorry, guys, and I'm being very judgmental right now. I know, but I don't like a man bun, and I really don't like skirts on men. But like I said, who am I? To each his own. And you know, you do you. You do you, boo. Jack McCool, the coolest name in the world, says John Fowler's Angel audition 16 years ago, first live show 9 years ago, dated show New Year's 22. Thank you, Jack McCool. Hey, Jack McCool's been going through and checking me out. Yeah, I know. I've been on YouTube for a long time. And I did do a live stream. Like you said, you went back, I guess 9 years ago. That was when, I guess it was YouTube, or was it Facebook? I don't know, whatever that was, had just come out with a live stream, and I was checking it out. I was trying it out. And I think I did 3 of those. And they weren't really like, you know, this show. You know what I mean? It wasn't like... So I'm not sure if I count that as being like this regular kind of thing that we do now. But I think there was 3 shows that I did, kind of pretty close together, from my truck, and I was just checking out this new live stream thing. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. But then I didn't keep up with it for some reason. I think there was still at that point a lot of really connectivity issues, because I was on the road, and things have evolved over the years, technology wise, and connection wise, and signal wise, and all that kind of stuff. So I think I was having problems with connectivity, and again, I wasn't sure. I didn't feel confident, like, if that was, a good way to go. But yeah, I think I did 3 of those, and that was probably, like you say, like 9 years ago. And then I stopped doing it. And then doing this sort of Trucker John live show that we're doing now was about 3 years ago. So I guess when I'm counting for like an anniversary would be like this iteration. But like I said, I did 3, and they were just short little live streams, and I was just sort of playing around and just sort of experimenting with it and stuff. But thanks for that, Jack McCool. That's that brings back memories. The Angel audition, that was 16 years ago. Wow. And I looked so young and handsome and cute, and now look at me. What 16 years can do to a person. Gina Maynard says Florida is like a clash of invasive species. Yeah. It's really kind of amazing, though. All the stuff, all the wildlife and everything. Brandon Wood says skirts are great for hot days if you go to like I think you mean not Ren Fair. Is it? Renaissance Fair. That's a short for Renaissance. Okay, you did mean that. I have to sometimes, like word stuff out. I have to like figure it out, Man bun, very metro. MJ. Yeah, and thank God, I think that's kind of gone away. That whole man bun thing. It was like, I just don't like it. Mish, a merce. So a man purse was a merce. Okay. Jupiter Judy at Andrew, I have a tartan from my Scottish background. Hey, there's Kimchi. Good to see Kimchi. You've probably been in. I'm probably like 15 minutes behind here. But Kimchi's in the driver's lounge. Good to see you. She says, "Hey, all you mutter trucklers, hugs, Trucker John, Jolie, Aaron. Is Aaron here? If Aaron's here, hello, Aaron. I didn't see you. I didn't mean to." Ignore you over there, but Kimchi's here. Good to see Kimchi. Brandon Wood says, "I got a man purse. It is more like a mini backpack." Okay, I'm not talking about mini backpacks. I'm not even talking about fanny packs. But there was a thing where guys were actually wearing these things that looked very much like a purse, and I was opposed. And I know I probably sound like some sort of bigot, or whatever. And I'm not. I'm not. We have our likes. We have our dislikes. Brandon Wood says, "I got a man purse. It is more like I just read that one. I just read it. I just read it, and then I read it again." I don't like my music. Says, "I have long hair now, and I refuse to wear a man bun." Well, good for you. At least we're on the. You can wear the skirt, but not the man bun. Big Hook says, "Two granola for you, Johnny." I don't know what I just think it looks silly. The man bun, and the man purse. As far as skirts, I think a kilt. I would prefer a kilt over a very skirty skirt. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna press me on the issue, okay, I would prefer a skirt. I would prefer a kilt over a skirt. I know you guys are all gonna end up hating me probably. Like, oh, this guy's a fucking bigot. MJ Daniel says, "Only men that should have a man bun are sumo wrestlers." Yeah, and that's a little bit different than the man buns that I've seen. And the way the sumos do their thing, it's kind of functional, I think. Like a functional thing. So that they don't get their hair pulled when they're fighting, I think, or whatever. Yeah. I'm just guessing. Jolie says, "Put on a Grateful Dead shirt with your skirt. No one will blink an eye." There you go. Andrew Petrie says, "Jupiter Judy neat. Petrie's took care of the horses for the McGregor clan." There you go. I feel like I'm in Braveheart all of a sudden. The clan McGregor, the clan Petrie, or something. I have a pretty horrible accent, as we all know. Jupiter Judy says, "My name was Rinton, means Hilders for the forest caretakers. I'll have you know, Fowler is an English name. It means keeper of the fowl. So my people come from, or at least half of my people, or close to half of my people, come from the days when there was kings and castles, and they would have some dude that would raise chickens and pheasant, and turkeys, things of this nature. Well, they wouldn't raise pheasant, huh? They would go hunting for pheasant, but I'm sure they raised chickens and turkeys and you know, things of this nature. And then when the hunters would come back with the pheasant, then probably the fowler would have to like prepare the pheasant. What do I know? I'm just talking out my ass right now. But the fowler thing is true, pretty true, I think. Let's see here. Kimchi says, you can thank the freaks, deadheads, and neo-pagans for the skirts and merces. All right, well, all right, or blame. Jupiter Judy and Wales. Big Hook, Newfie Time Spock. Newfie? What's a Newfie? What is a Newfie? Oops, I just double tapped something here. Hey, Hungry Readers here. Good to see you, Teresa. Thanks for stopping by. Hanging out here in the driver's lounge as we talk about the ever important issue of should a man wear a man bun and carry around a man purse in his while wearing a really cute summer skirt. I don't know. And I say I'm not into that, but I also say whatever floats your boat. Hey, Tim Farrell's here. John, did you pick up hitchhikers when you were trucking? I did not. I had truck. I mean, I would see people, but I never picked up any. Just wouldn't do it. It's against company policy. When I was a company driver, and then when I was an owner op, I still didn't do it. Just no, I'm just trying to think if over the years, if I ever did. And nope. Sorry. I just didn't think it was worth taking a chance. You never know who you're going to pick up, If you don't like my music, says if you wear a kilt, you need a nice horsehair sporan? I don't even know what that is, but apparently they're expensive. MJ Daniel, I just got I may be old, but I saw all the cool bands t-shirt from Amazon this morning. That's cool. That's a cool t-shirt. That sounds pretty cool. I guess Stephanie is here. I guess I skipped over Stephanie B, right? Whatever. Stephanie B2. Hello, Stephanie B2. Didn't mean to skip you. Thanks for being here in the driver's lounge. And we're just hanging out. Talking about man buns and skirts and things of this nature. James Williams says, I am a child of the 50s. I don't have any room to criticize anyone's fashion sense. Remember disco? Oh, do I remember disco? Big Hook sending out hugs and kisses to Teresa. It was good to see you back in the house chat. Oh, they finally get that, I guess, got that fixed, huh? That's good. That's good news for Teresa. Good job there that they got that fixed. Jupiter Dirty says, John, at least yours makes sense. I can follow my heritage back to King Charlemagne. King Charlemagne. Wasn't that a Steely Dan song or something? You don't like my music? Robbie Fowler was a Liverpool FC legend from the 1990s. I wonder if we're related. I wonder. We could be related. Alrighty then. Well, alrighty. I'm just skipping on down, guys. Skipping on down. I'm skipping on down. Oh, Newfie, Newfoundland dog. Okay. Stephanie B2 says, I don't mind a man bun. It's their hair. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm a judgmental prick. Okay, I get it. But I do have the caveat that whatever floats your boat. That's my caveat. All right, but yeah, okay. I get it. I'm a judgmental prick. 56 Nick Rich, what did you have to do to get back on Hal's live stream? Oh, finally we got you back. Yeah, that was like a couple of months, wasn't it, of trying to figure that out? Wow, what a big hassle that was, huh? Kimchi says a man bun means dude is hot, sometimes hot. Or they think they're hot. Big Hook, the Big Canuck says Newfoundland time has its own special half-an-hour time zone, so the end of the world at midnight is 12:30 Newfie time. Is that true? Is that real? Is that for real? Wow. Hooker Greeter TK says I've decided to do a second account with a different name, which is Teresa Tack, and it worked right away. Well, for some reason, then this one account here, something it's weird how stuff can happen. It's just weird. I don't understand how things happen sometimes when it comes to like internet stuff, and you know, it's just a mystery to me. It's a mystery. You don't like my music? It says sporins are the decorative pieces you wear with a kilt to cover your bits. Oh. Okay. That sounds interesting. Mr. Spock says, you might think I'm a newfie, but the man in the moon is a goofy. Okay. Alrighty then. 56 Stick Rich says, us Canucks don't give a fuck. Oof. Nick. Coming hard. Andrew Petrie says you don't like my music. My sporin is made of leather and silver. Wow. Who knew? Who knew? James Williams says I drove transit for 5 years in a large Canadian city. Nothing shocks me. I bet. You've seen a lot of shit, as we like to say down here in America. In America. MJ Daniel says, I do not like messing for long hair with my hair, so I keep it pretty short. Yeah, long hair, the longer your hair, the more work. That's for sure. Mish says, why do some live streams have ads and others don't? Do mine do? Because I don't see if they do or not. And I am monetized, and so I think I haven't set it up for any type of ads, but I don't know if YouTube at their discretion can do it. I really don't know. So if you guys see ads, just let me know, because I don't know, because I don't see it, on my end. But if you do, just let me know. I'm just kind of curious. And now I know I have a premium service, I guess you call it. Is that what you call it? So on this main account, when I watch live streams or whatever, I don't get any ads. But if I go on my other accounts, because I have two other ones, one is Feet on the Dashboard, because I made a short movie called Feet on the Dashboard. Thank you very much. Has about 100,000 views. It was in a film festival, and here in Las Vegas, actually. I didn't live here at the time. I lived in California, and I got accepted into a film festival. Anyhow, so I made a page for that, and then I made another page for my. I do a game that I play, and I made a page for that. So it's not like I'm just trying to say I'm not. It's not like I'm setting up all these sock. What do they call it? Sock puppet accounts, sock accounts. I don't know, whatever they call it. I'm not doing that. I have these other channels for a reason. But apparently, when I buy the I guess you call it premium service, whatever you call it, prescription service for YouTube. When I go on those channels, I do get ads. It doesn't. So I guess my thing that I pay for it doesn't include all my my two other channels. It only works for this one. So I don't know. If you guys are getting ads, just let me know, because not that I probably can't do anything about it. I haven't set it up for ads. So if there are ads being shown, that's from YouTube doing it. Let's see here. 72. Oh, show me a picture when you do. Oh, well, okay. I kind of skipped down, so I don't know what you guys are talking about pictures of. Just don't. I was gonna say something silly. Andrew Beachy. There's a dildo Newfoundland. Now we're talking about dildos in Newfoundland. James Williams says, I love my Eastern brothers and sisters. Newfoundland is older than America and was a separate nation until 1949 when it joined the Confederation. Love them. Fancy says, I don't see any ads, John. Okay. Big Hook, the Big Canuck says, the Churchill Falls would go back to Newfoundland is another good reason. That is a sore point considering Quebec powers most of the eastern seaboard. There you go. We have strife between Canada and the U.S. Let's not let this get out of hand. Please. Let's have peace in the East. All right. Anyhow, Roxanne Arfield says, that's interesting, James Williams. That is interesting. So anyhow, guys, hey, man, we're hanging out. What did you guys think of if you guys that watched the Hal Sparks show, what did you guys think? Pretty interesting stuff today with Phil Ittner and talking about the Ukrainian Russia war. It's the Russian war. Thought that was pretty, I always like when Phil's on there. I was thinking about the story about all the kids. Think of all those kids the Russians are taking. Isn't that disgusting? That is why Vladimir Putin needs to be taken out of power, one way or the other. The man is just a war criminal. He's horrible. He's caused so much death and destruction over his entire time that he's been president there, not just recently. He's despicable. He needs to be taken out. And what's it going to take? How many? So far, can you imagine? They've got over 522,000 casualties in just a 2-year period, a little over 2 years. How many more of their, men mainly, I think it's mainly men, but maybe they have women soldiers too in Russia, I don't know. But how many have to die before the Russian people finally say it's enough? Could you imagine if we lost 522,000 in Iraq or Afghanistan? I mean, we were there for 20 years in Afghanistan, and it's horrible the numbers will be. It was 4,000 or something, or whatever it was. But could you imagine if we lost 500,000? And the difference being is that in America, say what you want about the press and the media and how, they want to make the presidential race a horse race and all that kind of stuff. At least when we have soldiers die, we know about it. I don't even know if the Russian people even know the full extent of their losses. I mean, if it happened to them personally, where a son or a husband or a brother died, then of course they know. So there's at least 500,000 Russians that know, and you can extend that out to parents and siblings and and everything. So there are millions of people that I guess that know, but it's so isolated. Like the Putin's control on the media is probably so extensive that even people who have lost loved ones in this war in Russia might not even know the full impact of what's going on. They might not even know. They know that their loved one is dead, but they might not know that there's another 500,000 that are also dead. So, but at some point, the truth is going to get out. You can hide it all you want. You can try to hide it and bury it and cover it up all you want. And I'm talking to Putin right now. But eventually, the truth is going to get out, especially in the day of the internet. And I know there are ways that Putin can block that shit, but there are also ways that people can get around it with VPNs or whatever, and getting things smuggled in, information. So eventually, it's gonna come to a head, and eventually, I think we're going to see Putin's head on a pike. There you go. I said it. I said it. And I thought I had maybe a meme about that. Oh yeah, look. Okay, so since we're talking about that, let me put this down here somewhere. I mean, just look at all the losses. 522, 810. That's that number's gone up since this meme was made. They're losing about 1,000 a day, right? And look at all the equipment, all the armored carrier, the things, the tanks, the aircraft, the boats. I mean, just tens and thousands of equipment they've gone through, all those lives. They are, they can't win. All they can do is every day that this goes on, not only is it more, another 1,000 Russian troops dying, going into that meat grinder, but they're also killing Ukrainians, and they're also abducting children, and they're taking them back, kidnapping them. It's just horrible thing that Vladimir Putin is doing. And we need to help get the news out here. There are people here that don't believe it. Of course, those are usually, I guess, QAnons and maggots. But thinking about, like, when I went to the Trump rally here in Vegas, my takeaway from that really was that those Trump followers, I guess I'll be nice and call them Trump followers instead of maggots, they're living in a bubble, I think. They're living in the Fox News, Newsmax, right-wing radio, whatever's left of it, post Rush Limbaugh. I guess it's Sean Hannity and Mark Levin have sort of, they're still on radio or whatever. They live in that bubble, and so when you say something to them like, hey, we have the greatest economy in the world right now, and we have the greatest economy that we've had in like 50 years going on. They literally laughed at me when I said that. When I was surrounded by this group of maggots, and I said that, they all at the same time just started laughing. Because they live in this bubble. They live in this Trump bubble. So I guess it's incumbent upon us. Maybe we're not going to turn a lot of maggots around, but at least we can try to help get the news out, get the truth out, and maybe prevent some people from becoming maggots or something. I don't know. All we can do is try to get the word out, the truth out, and combat the lies that they're hearing. Just combat it with the truth. Let's see. I was missing some of the chat here. Let's see. Where should I pick up? Nick Rich 56 says Canadian culture needs a place to shine. Somebody here should start a live stream that doesn't compete with John, Hal, or any of our other friends. A Canadian live stream. I'm sure there must be some Canadian live streams out there. But yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, don't compete with me though, please. Stephanie B2 says, I appreciate that, Judy. So I missed something that Judy said. I'm sorry. Hey, Robert Perez is here. Good afternoon from Poolside in Tweakerville, El Cajon, California. To you, TJ, and all truckers out there and about. Hey, Robert Perez, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here in the Truckers Lounge and Poolside. Big Hook says cod tongues and fish and brewies along with Screech. Screech, the guy from that TV show that died a few years ago. 70B2 says kimchi. I went to or cashed everyone around here. No luck. Someone is hoarding them. I'm mid thread there on that one. Gina Maynard says Kids in the Hall and SCTV were Canadian, right? Yep. I believe so. Fancy says Roxanne needs to start a live stream. Stephanie B2, Julie, did you get flooding? Oh yeah, I guess there was a lot of flooding going on down there in Florida. Huh? Tim Farrell says Canadian live streams coming as soon as we get electricity. You don't like my music, says Canadian politics isn't nearly as interesting though. All I hear about Canadian politics is people that don't like Trudeau for some reason. Hey, there's Holly. Good to see Holly. Thanks for being here. Hi. Hi, back at you. Thanks for joining us here in the Truckers Lounge as we just shoot the shit on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. We afternoon? Yeah, we are. We're afternoon. We're 12:10. Steve Sayers says, found a damn tick on my undercarriage. Oof. That does not sound pleasant at all. Not at all. Yeah, Jolie's poolside also, Robert. Got the phone in a Ziploc. Mr. Spock says, how to roll a joint bit with Rick Mercer and Pierre Burton was really funny. Pierre did that a month before he died. Maybe did that, but they're not related. The two aren't related, I hope. Fancy says John needs to do more live streams, man. Do you want? I've thought about doing more. Should I do more? I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of overextending my welcome doing what I do sometimes. You know what I mean? But I would do more, I guess. Poor old Jolie's like, no more. You don't like my music? If you don't like Justin Trudeau, just wait until you meet Pierre Poilievre. Is he going to be the new one? The new premier or whatever you call it? MJ Daniel says, politics are not supposed to be interesting except to wonky nerds. If it is, you are doing something wrong. Heavy, man. That's heavy. Gino Maynard says, Canada is huge but has a small population, like 40 million. About as many people as the state of California. Fancy says, yes, do more. Wow. What time should I go on? If I would do, just hypothetically, if I were to do more, because I don't do Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, generally speaking. I was going to try to save those days for doing live streams, maybe from the strip. But now it's getting so hot that I don't really feel like even going out to the strip. But maybe I will, if I get a little more motivated or whatever, to do some Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, like do some walkarounds from the strip. Kimchi says, trigger. Next of baby spiders falling on head, had to ride back to the office beside him. I don't know what's going on there. Tim Farrell says, Canadian politics is getting dangerous too, polarized and full of right-wing disinformation, also legitimate gripes against current government. Poilievre is awful. It has an awful name too, by the way, because I can't say it. Let's see. Robert Perez, nice, Julie. I've got 4 grandkids. I wish I could put in a Ziploc. Come on now, Grandpa. Stephanie B2 says, I made killer oatmeal raisin cookies yesterday. I ate almost the whole batch that I made last week. Stephanie B2, good to see you, Stephanie. Good to see you. Big Hook says, the problem is that you, John, are competing with other time slots like Mary Trump and the Nerd Avengers. Mary Trump had a very good quote today. Was it on Twitter, on Shitter, or whatever? Or wherever I saw her, maybe Threads or something. And she said something about, what was the quote? It was about her Uncle Don. Oh, it was about his birthday cake and how it won't be long when he's asking for them to put a file in the cake. So it was like a reference to him being in prison or something. I thought it was very funny. Very, very funny. Jupiter Judy says, so all those Cali folks that moved to South Florida are in for a reality check. Yeah, they're going to be like, God, it's really hot and sticky here. Why did I move? from good old dry heat, California. You don't like my music, says Trump's fascism has polluted Canadian politics too. Yeah, there's a bleed over, isn't there? There's a crossover of the maggots. Because we saw that with those weirdo Canadian truck drivers that were blocking Ottawa or whatever it was, blocking the streets and stuff. Mr. Spock, now I got to rewatch some Codco. Don't know what that is. Apparently, it's a Canadian show of some sort. Where's our English friends today? I like it when our English friends pop in, and then I can show off my British accent because I just love showing off my British accent. It's spot on. It's uncanny. The abilities that I have to go into a British accent. It's as though I'm an actual English native that is very reminiscent of my family heritage of being a Fowler. Anyhow, Mr. Spock, I don't do other social networking stuff. Well, see, when I'm mid-thread, I'm like, what the hell? MJ Daniel says, the spiders have not been bad so far this year here. Could be because of all the small birds around the house. Oh, yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy for their tummy. Kimchi says, it's definitely B2. That is our new go-to also, plus banana muffins, because they always get brown on purpose. Yeah. It's like, yeah, now you got to make some banana nut bread and muffins and things of this nature. Things of this nature. Kim Cheese says, be right back, feed crows. Okay. Feed some crows. You don't like my music, says the Frantics were most famous for their song Boot to the Head. It's like a boot to the head. A boot to the head is better than a boot to the balls. No, I don't know. Mr. Spock, MAGA finance truckers BS in Canada. I don't know if they were financed because they were sitting there complaining about starving to death because they lost their jobs when they fucking did that shit. Stupid assholes. They're so stupid. Let's see. MJ Daniel, Joe Cocker, Mad Dogs and Englishmen. Mad Dogs and Englishmen. Jupiter Judy, we make banana cupcakes. Cupcakes? What are you talking about, cupcakes? Did someone say something about cupcakes? Cupcakes, really? Well, we all know cookies are the best. Don't come in here with this cupcake baloney. Come on now. A nice tough cookie, that's the way you want to go. One that will almost break your teeth. They're so tough. That's the way to go, my friends. That's the way. None of this cupcake. Who are you calling a cupcake? Cupcake? All right. Calm down, tough cookie. Calm down. Come on now. Not everything's about you, all right? It's okay to have a cupcake or a muffin. All right? It's okay. Just like wearing a man bun or a man skirt. Whatever floats your boat. If that makes you happy, then that makes me happy. Okay? So it's not a tough cookie and whatever. It's not just about, oh, everything's got to be a cookie. All right? There's different strokes for different folks. You like a muffin? Get you a muffin. You like a cupcake? Go get a cupcake. You like a banana nut bread? Make you some banana nut bread. Okay? It's not just one thing. All right, tough cookie? All right, those guys just jumped in there. Out of nowhere. I didn't even know they were going to be here, but there you go. There you go. Little special appearance. Kimchi, you ain't tough. You have blue icing for eyebrows. I I've told him about that icing. I've told him, but he just set in his ways there. Tim Farrell says Canada is ranked top 10, if not top 5, on virtually every quality of life metric in the world. The right to take it all for granted and complain about mostly insignificant things. Yeah, I don't know what the gripe was about Trudeau. I think the only thing I didn't like about Trudeau is that he kept insisting on wanting to pump all this sludgy tar sands into our country. That was my biggest beef, I think. Big Hook. My favorite one was the skit where they said where cheese comes from, and someone was scraping between toes. That's pretty disgusting. I'm sure it was funny, but disgusting nevertheless. Mish says Melania loves Trudeau. Oh, well, you know, we all saw how she looked at old whatever his name is. Is his first name Pierre or what? What's Trudeau's name? Whatever his first name is, I'll just call him Pete Trudeau. Yeah, she was looking at him quite longingly, and she's like, God, if there's any way I can dump this orange turd and get me some of that, let it be, let it happen. Justin, I prefer Pete. I think I prefer Pete Trudeau. You don't like my music? Only beef with Trudeau was he sold us out on electoral forum. Canadian politics, ladies and gentlemen. Gino Maynard says the long robe worn by Muslim men is called a thobe or thob. Interesting fact. A little factoid coming at us. Mr. Spock, Monty Python cheese skit is funny, a bit runny though. James Williams, hey James, says please explain why he has been elected time after time if he is so unpopular. Conservatives here are like your Republicans. PP is a Mike Johnson clone. And that's not a good clone. I would not want a Mike Johnson clone. If I was going to clone anyone, yeah, I would like Justin Trudeau, and I would name him Pete. Just saying. Yeah, but Mike Johnson, we could do with fewer Mike Johnsons and more Pete Trudeau's. Or more, let's say Adam Schiff's maybe. Let's go back to America here. We need fewer Mike Johnsons, and maybe more Hakeem Jeffries. Let's put it that way. Big Hook says Pierre Elliott Trudeau. Pet for short. Pierre, I guess that was the senior, right? That was the former. What do you guys call him up? Is it Prime Minister? Or whatever you guys call him up there in Canada, eh? What's your guy called? The Prime Minister? Or is it President? It's not President, isn't it? Premier, Prime Minister, Your Majesty? I don't know. Whatever you guys go by. So Pierre was the senior, right? The father. From the, what was he back in the, was it way back in the 70s or 80s? Whatever time he was. And now you got Justin, aka Pete. And now I guess this Polar is he the new one or whatever? You know, like my music says, if Polar Bear, I'm just going to call him Polar Bear, and the Conservatives can't win a majority, the Liberals and NDP can form a coalition to block him. Stephanie B2 says, how does Trump think Mike Johnson is going to get his convictions overturned? Well, he would have to, I don't know. Those can't be overturned. I mean, they're not going to win on appeal. I don't think Congress could do anything. They don't have any majority in the Senate. They don't have the White House. They don't have. They've got a one vote majority in the House. They're going to lose the House this fall. So I don't know, Stephanie. That's a good question. 56 Nick Rich says the conservative leader in Canada has only worked for his party since he left school. Just politics. Gino Maynard chiming in, but the Trudeau Papa Castro conspiracy is pretty ridiculous, but has legs. I haven't even heard of that conspiracy. James Williams says Pet was the current Prime Minister Justin Trudeau father. Yeah, that's his father. I'm your father. Big Hook Pierre Poilievre is the conservative leader. I like Polar Bear better. Conservative leader who says the stupidest shit and has been on the politics dime for over 20 years. Roxanne Armfield by destroying the Constitution. That's how you do it, Stephanie. Yeah, that was probably what it would take. Stephanie B2 says Trump is just being a bunch of lies that the maggots don't know better again. Like I said, I was surrounded by maggots and they don't know shit. All they know is what's force-fed to them by Trump and then regurgitated into their little throats like a baby bird from Fox News and Newsmax and OAN and radio shows like Mark Levin and Sean Hannity and a whole string of those right-wingers on the radio. That's all they just get that shit regurgitated down their little gullets. And there you go. So we need to do a better job of getting the truth out. Maybe, to combat that. I don't know. Mr. Spock says it's the same as the States. Justin is Biden and the PC guy is a Trump clone. I'm forced to vote liberal for Trudeau. I don't like it, but I have to. Why don't you like to vote liberal for Trudeau? Why is that a bad thing? Fancy says we have to win the House. Agreed. And I think we will. I think we will win the House. Hakeem Jeffries will be the Speaker of the House. And we need to keep the Senate. And we need to keep the White House. And we need to impeach Alito and Thomas. MJ Daniels says, Big Hook reminds me of a Benny Hill skit I saw. They were at a cafe, and a large woman asked if they want tea. Then pulls out a bag out of her cleavage. Sugar? Same. Milk? No. I'm getting thirsty. I'm almost out of water. I might have to make a water run. David Windler is here. Good to see you, David Windler. Changing from state to federal case and going to Supreme Court. You can't change the state to a federal. It's already been done through the state. It's been adjudicated and done through the state. They can't change it to a federal case. Nick Rich says, our politics bores everyone on the planet. Talking about Canada. Let's see. James Williams, politics isn't supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to be effective. Roxanne Armfield, David Windler, good afternoon. Big Hook. Yeah, it's very much the same humor, MJ. You don't like my music, says Canada still has a real left-wing party. The NDP, the Liberals, are very much centrists. Mr. Spock says Trudeau was a joke, ignore real issues and side with big business. But apparently better than the alternative. So you got what you got. Stephen Sayer says, like I said, I didn't like, my thing about Trudeau is I remember him always supposedly being, I thought someone who was like an environmentalist or something like that. And I think that was all bullshit because all I heard of is he kept wanting to send the Keystone Pipeline and this sludge shit from the tar sands to us. And I'm like, no, we don't want your shit. Take your shit elsewhere. Run your pipeline fucking west, and you can run it out to your west coast through your land. You don't need to run it through our land. We don't want your fucking sludgy ass fucking bullshit oil and all that shit. That was my kind of beef about Trudeau. The rest of it's up to you guys, because I don't know anything more than that. Stephen Sayre says, I turned a Republican into a Biden voter. Got one. Hey man, one at a time. If we could all do that, just think that would be that we got 40 watch. That would be 40 turnovers. So good on you, man. Good on you for doing that. Stephen Sayers, good job. Kim Clevin is here. Expand SCOTUS to 12. Kim, I agree. First of all, thank you for being here. Nice to see you. I'm not sure if I remember seeing you before. So welcome to the Driver's Lounge, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share. All that good stuff. I would love for us to expand to, I guess, 12, right? I just don't see that happening. I mean, but I'm for it. Let's see. Fancy says, when Roxanne starts her live stream, she will convert lots of maggots. Let's do it, Roxanne. Let's do it. Let's do this. The more the merrier. Hey, James Williams says, I would be careful about calling other countries' leaders joke with Trump still wandering around. Yeah, we definitely have that joke. I mean, a very unfunny joke, though. And we need to flush that orange turd down the toilet by showing up and voting in numbers so huge, that will make Donald Trump, irrelevant forever. Big Hook says, Mr. Spock, the difference is Trudeau won't gut the social safety net, whereas PP wants to stylize everything after the disastrous U.S. model. Careful now, Big Hook. 56 Nick Rich says, tar sands are being pumped into the Gulf, then exported for distillation. None of it stayed in the States. No, it didn't stay in the States, but it had to go through the States, and that shit leaks. And there always are leaks, and it's always getting into our water supply. We don't want that shit. So fuck Trudeau for that shit. None of us stayed. Leaks were the big... That's what I'm talking about. I know that, Nick. You think I don't know that? I know that. Yeah, Big Hook 13 to expand to 13. I was always thinking it was 13. I would love that, but I'm just saying that's a really, really, really hard road to hoe. I think we can do the other things that are more realistically able to happen, like winning the House and getting Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House, keeping the Senate, keeping the White House. We can do those things, but having the numbers to be able to expand to 13, I'm not sure. It'd have to be filibuster proof and all that kind of shit. So I don't know. MJ Daniel says, my mother's friend close to 80 and a lifelong Republican voter voted for President Biden in 2020 and is doing so again. Amen. And bless her little heart. And I don't mean that in a condescending way at all. Fancy says, John, you need to do daily live streams. Fancy is really wants me to do these live streams. Fancy, I've thought about it. I have thought about it, but I didn't know if it was going to be like too much. If people are like barely tolerating me as it is, So I might, Fancy. I just might. Roxanne Arfield, I could be your silent partner, Trugger John. You don't have to be silent. You can be vocal. Hey, Mr. Spock says they found that the pile of toxic sand after they took the oil out of it started growing dandelions. This was not possible. They found a fungus enabled the plant to grow. Well, isn't that something? One good thing, I guess. Let's see. You don't like my music unless the remaining fossil fuels stay in the ground. We are fucked. Yeah, keep it in the ground. Keep it in the ground. James Williams says my prime minister's name is Justin. His father was Pierre Trudeau. Yeah, I think we already covered that. But thank you. Yeah, thanks for that. 56. It's easier to get John triggered than a tough cookie. No, Nick, I wasn't triggered. It's just that then you said what I just you said what I said. Like it was like I didn't. It's like you didn't hear me, or something. You don't like my music, says or drop SCOTUS down to 5. I know who you should get rid of. But what would happen? Like in order to get rid of them, you got to impeach them, or they have to die, and then you would just fill them with your choices. I know. That sounds so easy, right? And we saw what Mitch McConnell did to block. So, yeah, I guess it's not that easy, is it? But it should be. It should be easy. When the president appoints someone, that shouldn't get blocked and all that kind of shit. Mr. Spock says they introduced the fungus to tomatoes, and tomatoes would grow also. Would you rat the tomatoes? Oh, I think would you eat the tomatoes? Probably not. I don't think I would. I wouldn't rat them either. Fancy says, do it, John, do it. I will take it into consideration, Fancy. I will take it into consideration. Hey, Jolie says, Trucker John has channel memberships, super chats. Those are fun. And you can also subscribe by liking, subscribing, and sharing, or buying John a coffee. And the John is me. Those are all great ways to help support the show. Every single one of those is a great way to support the show, keep the show going and growing. And we've grown a lot from just really a few people to 1,860 wonderful people. I got 45 members that are members. So we are growing, man. And it's all because of you guys. You guys are awesome. And I don't mean to get triggered at you, like poor old Nick Rich there. But you guys are awesome. This would not be possible without you guys. Gina Maynard says, I fear if we expand to 13, the conservatives will just expand to 20, etc. Well, I know. There's always that. And it's kind of like the same argument with eliminating the filibuster. And they're like, well, then when the Republicans have power, then you're going to wish you had the filibuster back and, all this kind of stuff. And my feelings on that are probably not the smartest. Mine are my thing is let the chips fall where they may. And if we lose power and there's no filibuster, then that's on us for not voting. We got to vote. That's why we have to always emphasize the importance of voting. Every election, every time, and just don't vote for Republicans. Do not vote for Republicans. Maybe I'm going to change it instead of vote blue no matter who, because there seems to be a lot of people that don't like that because they say that it makes you sound like you're a sheep and you're just this mindless person, whatever, and people get offended because I'm not mindless. People get offended. So maybe I'll just start saying don't vote for Republicans. It's hard to find rhymes with that, things that rhyme with it. Vote blue no matter who, that rhymes, but stop voting for Republicans. We need to all vote every single time, every election, and don't vote for any Republicans. There. Are you happy now? Are you happy? I didn't say vote blue no matter who. Denise Wilkins says, hey, just wanted to say, hey, I'm in the grocery shopping for tomorrow. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers in there. Trucker John, are you a dad? I am a dad. I am a dad to at least 2 kids that I know of. So, but yeah, thanks for dropping in, by the way. Good to see you. Denise Wilkins, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. MJ Daniel says, you can bet that many Republicans do want to be the ones to expand the Supreme Court. We need to vote in a dim majority just to prevent that. Right. We need to always vote. Okay, I like to say vote Dems no matter who or vote blue no matter who, but I'm changing it. We need to just not vote for Republicans. How's that? For some reason, my eye is getting kind of like burning, or whatever. I don't know. I think it's an old age thing. Roxanne says the presidential debate should be interesting, Big Hook. And there's a lot of questions there. Will Trump show up? Will Trump try to get out of it? A lot of people are saying Trump won't even go to the debate, that he'll find a way out because he is a chicken shit and he's losing his fucking mind. He can't handle it. And for all the projection that he does, remember it was about projection? Remember it's about projection. When Trump, is always talking about Sleepy Joe and Crooked Joe and all this kind of stuff, that's all projection because that's what he is. That's what Trump is. Trump is crooked. Trump is sleepy in the sense that, well, we saw in the his court case, he couldn't keep his fucking eyes open. He kept falling asleep. And he's also cognitively losing it, as apparently I am, or at least I can't talk. But anyhow, says MJ Daniel, voting for who you want in a primary is one thing, but not voting at all because the candidate is not perfect is foolish and counterproductive. Right. Like they say, like Randy Rhoads, and I'm wearing her shirt today, so I should do a Randy Rhoads quote, or at least as close as I can get to it. Maybe a Randy Rhoads paraphrase of something that she got from somebody else. But because this is not original to her, but she says it a lot, and it's like, what does she say? In the primary, vote for the one you love. In the general, vote for the one that won, or something like that. I don't know. I think I may have just made something up. But that's the way it is. And you gotta vote, you gotta not vote for Republicans. I'm gonna make a new theme song. Instead of that vote blue no matter who that I have playing at the very beginning, I'm gonna make one that's just, it's gonna be like, don't vote for Republicans, or something like that. Something of this nature. Something of that nature. I don't like my music says our slogan should be do the right thing, you know what it is. Or do the right thing, you know what it is. It almost sounds like a rap song. Or do the right thing, you know what it is. Gotta go and vote for that for Dems. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a rhyme. James Williams says Trudeau had nothing to do with the Keystone Pipeline. That was 100% conservative Alberta government. Okay, well, I stand corrected. It just seemed like he was trying to push it. Push it real good. Mish says Trump is evil incarnate. Trump is a sociopath. No doubt about it. He's a sociopath. And that's probably why he likes, people like fictional characters, by the way, like Hannibal Lecter, who I believe was also a sociopath. Big Hook says, I think he will violate terms of a probation and be under house arrest to avoid the debate. Could be an out. That could be an out. MJ Daniel, he will refuse to debate unless there is a period for nappy time. Roxanne Arfield, I wouldn't be surprised since there are some strict rules attached if he backed out. Kimchi. Hey, there's Anthony Ruminiak. I'm trying to get it right, Anthony. Anthony Ruminiak. Thank you so much for being here, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen Anthony here, so thanks for jumping into the driver's lounge. And Anthony says 13 federal judicial districts, 13 Supreme Court justices. Yeah, I know. That all makes sense, and I agree with it. I'm just saying it's probably a lot harder than just waving a magical wand and having it done. It's going to take a lot of political will and courage to do that, I think. Maybe it's easier than I think. I don't know. James Williams says Trudeau supported a transcontinental pipeline to get that dirty oil to Tidewater instead of Houston. Where's Tidewater? I don't even know where Tidewater is. Is that on the West Coast? Because that's whatever. I remember people saying, "Hey man, ship your fucking shit across your own land over to your own West Coast instead of shipping it through our land and polluting our water tables. MJ Daniel, Tom Hartman, this is not a spectator sport. Tag, you're it. Yeah, I've heard Tom say that a million times. That's for sure. Stephen Sayers, U.S. Senator. Who's U.S. Senator? I'm sorry, Steve. I kind of get in and out of these different threads of the conversations, and so I don't know. Nick Rich says, if you'd like to be happier and healthier, wealthier and wiser, then vote for Democrat, not the misers. Okay. It's a work in progress there. You don't like my music? Choose democracy. My eye is acting up with something going on there. MJ Daniel, sociopath, probably with serious dementia. Absolutely. Gina Maynard, MJ Daniel, 100% protest votes in primaries hurts candidates. Protest votes in general elections hurt parties. Kim Chi says, vote blue for Anne Frank, RBG, and other Jews like Jesus. Jews like Jesus? Jew like Jesus? Jews like Jesus? Other Jews like Jesus. And other Jews that are like Jesus. I'm just not saying it right. But yeah. Roxanne Arfield says, Eileen is good afternoon. Eileen's good afternoon. Did Eileen check in? Did I miss somebody again? Guys, if I miss you and skip you, it's just because I don't mean to, but I can't vote. I mean, I can't read every single one, or I'll be an hour behind. Let's see. Anthony Romaniak says, I'm afraid Trump will die before the election and the Republicans will get a serious candidate. But it'll be too late by then, I think. You know, and they'll be so fractured. The Republican Party, they're already kind of fractured. I don't think it's not like, okay, who are they going to put in? They're not going to vote for Nikki Haley. Who would step up? Mitt Romney again? I don't know. I just don't think it would matter at this point. Mr. Spock, you don't want to know my ice cream choices then, Fancy. Fancy says, yes, I do. Now you guys are making me want to go get some ice cream. Jack McCool, the guy with the coolest name in the chat, says, I think the GOP has lowered the bar with MTG, Gates, Gosar, Jordan, etc. So vote blue no matter who. There you go. Kimchi says, Democrats help people, Republicans hurt people. That is a quote apparently from Mark Fisher. The great Mark Fisher. I don't know who that is. But I agree with I do agree with the statement. Mr. Spock says, first one is a birthday cake at Fancy. I'll have to check the other two frozen yogurt. Anthony Rabiniak says, ice cream, great source of vitamin D. That's what I keep telling myself as I'm eating a big giant bowl of ice cream. And I'm like, man, I'm getting some vitamin D in me. Fancy says, blueberry cheesecake ice cream is delicious. I bet it is. Nick Rich, formerly 56, says, the Green Party in Canada had an idea. Pipelines east, there's a distillery on the east coast that could handle it. My hopes were on a distillery or refinery, I think we call them down here, be built in northern Alberta where the tar sands are. But then they still got to ship it. I think they like to have it in a port so they can just refine it and ship it right there from the port. Fancy, I like you, Anthony. Aw. Roxanne says, LOL, that was an interesting rendition, Anthony. Mr. Spock, caramel pecan swirl and caramel chocolate swirl. Sounds delicious. You don't like my music? Says, I gave up on the Canadian Greens after they chased Enemy Paul? Enemy Paul? I don't know who Enemy Paul. Enemy Paul. Enemy. I don't know. That's a weird name for me. Sorry, Mr. Paul. I don't know who that is, but they chased him out. Kimchi says Mark is a sparkler and all-around cool liberal. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. That's cool. We cool? I'm cool. You cool? We all cool? Anthony Reminiak says, I'm basically a silly person, but I stand for truth and facts. Me too. MJ Daniels says, just finished some Talenti strawberry sorbetto the other day. So good. Nick Rich says, refined petroleum is more valuable than crude. Thanks for that factoid, Nick Rich, 56. Mr. Spock says, blueberry cheesecake is more valuable than crude. No, says it's Mr. Spock's favorite, blueberry cheesecake. Man, you guys, you know what I'm doing as soon as I end this live stream. You guys know what I'm doing right now. I'm getting in the car and I'm running down to get me some ice cream or something because I don't have any ice cream in the house right now. Let's see. Roxanne Arfield, Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia. That is a good one. Big Hook says the tar sands oil is only suitable for making diesel. Kimchi says nuts do not belong in ice cream. My Hill. Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, I like Rocky Road. I could live without Rocky Road with the nuts and stuff like that. But I guess it kind of depends. Sometimes though. Hey, Bicycle Mike 42 is here. Hey, John, I'm bored to tears today. It's too hot. It is too hot. Let's do a temperature check. It's 12:52 in Pacific time zone here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're now at 104. We're at 104. Expected high of 107 today. So that's warm. You know, this isn't, we haven't seen the worst of it. Wait till July comes and August comes. We'll be getting 115s, 116s, 118s. We might even get into the 120s. So these 107s and 109s is just a little precursor, you know, a little warm up, so to speak. Pun kind of intended, I think. Bicycle Mike says, I don't do sugar. I don't do sugar. Sugar ain't no good for me. Fancy says, get Gino his pistachio. I like some pistachio. Big Hook says, macadamia nuts are the exception. Yeah, I think that you have a point there. Macadamia is a pretty good nut. And it could go good in some ice creams. Big Hook Bionic Man is here. I think might be talking about Bicycle Mike 42, I think. They don't like my music. You gotta get half cream ice cream, Ben and Jerry's, Haagen-Dazs, etc. Most store-bought ice cream is a cheap imitation. I do like Ben and Jerry's. I like Haagen-Dazs. Kimchi says, pretty sure mom only bought pistachio to have it to herself. That's funny. Fancy says it's currently 75 in LA, so that's not too bad. Nick Rich says 74 in Toronto, Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. Bicycle Mike, sugar is poison to me. Well, stay away from the sugar. I don't want your sugar. Kimchi says, my blood type is sucra. Mr. Spock, I once got a big blueberry cheesecake tub wholesale, $20. The big tub's $201, I think. Fancy, I could eat a tub. I'm gonna go get me a tub right now, right after the show. I'm going to go down and get something. Chocolate is my favorite. Anything with chocolate in it, is usually like there could be, other. Doesn't have to be just be straight chocolate, but there has to be some chocolate in it. Roxanne says 94 in western Nebraska. That's pretty hot for Nebraska, I think. Hey, Jacques Caesar. Hey, Trucker John. How the heck are you? Hey, Jacques. Good to see you. Welcome back to the Truckers Lounge. Yeah, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. We're just shooting the shit here, talking about ice cream. What's your favorite ice cream, Jacques? Big Cook, hope your recovery is going well, Mike. The Bionic Man. Bicycle Mike 94 and really dry. Paul Mannion. Hey, Paul Mannion, I was just wondering what my English folks are. Hello, TJ and friends. I like sorbet. It's not quite an ice cream. No, it's not. But it could be yummy and delicious, all the same. Mr. Spock Chocolate is evil good. Bicycle Mike 42, I got a bug of some kind, listless and stomach woes. Ooh, that's not good. Hope you get better soon, Mike. Gina Maynard, 78, thank you, Delta Breeze. Delta Breeze. Fancy says cookies and cream is good. Yeah, I like cookies and cream. I remember when that it seemed like it first came out, like back in I don't know when it first came out, but it seems like it was like the 80s or something, early 80s or late 70s, early 80s. I don't know. It seemed like a new thing. And everybody had to get cookies and cream. I mean, it was like all the rage to get cookies and cream. It was like the new big flavor. And it's still around. People still love it. It's good. No doubt. It's good. MJ Daniel says, I remember actually making ice cream in the 70s at my grandparents' house. We bought one of those little ice cream makers and we tried it a few times and it was like, oh, that's fun. But then we're like, after you did it like a few times, we're like, okay, done that. We'll just go to the store and buy our ice cream from now on. But it was fun to do it, to try it out. You don't like my music, says Michael Mike. Oh yeah, orange and vanilla ice cream, the best. I do like those orange kind of popsicle things. Or not popsicles, but those orangecicles or whatever they call them. It has like the vanilla in the middle and the orange on the outside or whatever. Those are kind of good. Bike Mike says, I saw a guy strapping a cooler to his wheel to make ice cream. Oh, I think I have seen videos of that maybe. Paul Mannion says that the weather has been horrendous. The weather has been horrendous this week over here. So by horrendous, what's going on over there in England? I thought it was always kind of like cold and cloudy and stuff. Jacques Caesar, what a nice friendly group. We have our moments, Jacques. Usually by me. Whenever someone is not nice, it's usually me. Yeah, the chat is nice and great. We've got a great chat over here. Kimchi says, look, loving out Big Hook. I like mine light brown, sweet, and hot, just like her men. Creamsicles, bicycle Mike. Yeah, creamsicle. I love a creamsicle every now and then. That didn't sound right. Big Hook says, sorry, couldn't resist kimchi. Chris Welch says, ice cream and pizza. All good, some better, but all good. I don't know. I've had some bad pizzas, I gotta say. Pizza! Hi, Trucker John. I like spumoni in the morning. Thank you so much for that super chat. That is pretty awesome of you. I'm going to give you a heart. Thank you so much, Peter. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Where you been? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for that. That's much greatly appreciated. Jolie says, I have Snoopy snow cone machine. Still use it. Of course you do, Jolie, because, you're awesome. And you do stuff like that. And I can just see you being by your pool, getting out your Snoopy snow cone machine and making snow cones for your daughters and your turtle. Paul Mannion says, raspberry rippy ice cream is my favorite. Wow, I've never even Oh, Ripple ice cream. Raspberry Ripple. I think I have had something like that before. That sounds good, Paul. Is that what they do over there in England? They have Raspberry Ripple. Sounds delicious. Bicycle Mike, I'm fasting today. And here we are talking about ice cream and pizza and spumoni. Poor old Bike Mike is trying to fast. MJ Daniel, we would get the vanilla ice cream and orange sherbet in the little plastic cups. Oh yeah, with the wooden spoon. Oh yeah, I remember those. And I like getting those little chocolate sundaes type of thing, or the chocolate marble, I guess they call it, with the little wooden spoons. Those are kind of yummy. Like, as a little treat. It's not, certainly not like anything fancy, but we have fancy here, so. Big Hook says, Japanese pizza has some interesting ingredients. Oh, I bet they do. Peter says, Wi-Fi has been crappy lately, but I think we got it figured out. Well, hopefully. Isn't it life without Wi-Fi? It is kind of, we're just so used to it now. My Wi-Fi, we were having connectivity issues the other day, and I was just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Fancy says, you haven't seen nothing, check out Korean corn dogs. What makes those so special? I'm wondering. You don't like my music says, in the UK, the best ice cream treat was called a 99. It was vanilla soft serve with a Cadbury's flake chocolate bar stuffed in it. Wow. That sounds amazing. That does sound amazing. Bicycle Mike 42 says, I'm not fazed by talking food. My new nickname should be Iron Will. Okay. Nick Rich, can we talk about books instead? Less fattening. Well, hey man, throw it in there, Nick. What books do you want to talk about? Jolie says, I can't eat anything with a wooden spoon. It gives me chills. Just got chills thinking about it. I know I'm not really into the wooden spoons, but for some reason I could tolerate those ones. But I do agree with you. A lot of times, if I had one of those, like at home, let's say, because I think sometimes you could buy those, like a package of those little cups, those ice cream cups or whatever. And so if I was at home, I would always toss the wooden spoon out and just grab a spoon out of the drawer. But if you're like out, say you bought one, you're at a park or something, then I would just tolerate the spoon, and it was like the taste of the ice cream kind of overrode it. But I do kind of get I do understand that. Yeah, you get that that kind of weird feeling about the spoon, the wooden spoon. But I think I would just douse it so much in the chocolate syrup that it kind of like, or the chocolate swirl, or like whatever it was, that would kind of drown it out. Chris was cookbooks? Yeah. The Bible? Nick Rich, don't panic. Paul Mannion, 99 Cadbury and sauce on the top. Delicious. It's delicious. As we say here in merry old England, delicious. MJ Daniels says, don't get me started on books. I try to get you to read Malazan book of The Fallen by Stephen Erickson, hard fantasy with gods and dragons and all that cool stuff. Wow. I've never heard of that one, but it sounds interesting, for sure. For sure. Peter says, tongue depressor. Yeah, those wooden spoon thingies. So yeah, see, gives Bike Mike the creeps too, or the chills, yeah. Big Hook. Big Hook says, gag me with a spoon. Just not a wooden one, please. James Williams says, going to have to spray yourself with Pam to keep from sticking to the sidewalk. MJ Daniel, wood spoon was the best. Oh, okay. MJ Daniel, fan of the wooden spoon. Bicycle Mike, I like push-ups. Yeah, I used to like the push-ups. Those were fun. Nick Rich says, multitasking, food, books, what's next? Dancing to AI jingles. Yeah, I do that every time I'm waiting for the show to start. By the time some of those latter songs come on, I'm grooving to it, man. I'm grooving to it. Mr. Fox says he thinks it stopped raining. Okay. Peter says, big hook, big hook. I haven't heard that in a while. About push-ups, I guess, maybe. MJ Daniel says, not much of a read, only 10 books and just under 4 million words. That sounds like a lot of reading, MJ. Were you being sarcastic or facetious? What is the difference between facetious and sarcastic? And I've tried to look up the word facetious, and I don't know how to spell it, so I can never find it. Is it actually a word? Is facetious actually a word? Or is that just something someone made up? Because I remember my grandma would always say, you're just being facetious. And I always took that to mean like sarcastic. Like I was being sarcastic. Or maybe I was being an asshole. I don't know. It's one of those two. I was either being sarcastic or being an asshole. But my grandma would say I was being facetious. And I remember trying to look it up and I couldn't find it. So maybe some of you people, wonderful people in the chat, could enlighten me on the word facetious. Bicycle Mike says, it's Saturday and the pool is too crowded to swim laps. I have to visit later. All right, get those laps in. No excuses. Jacques Cedar says, how many years did you drive? I drove 22 years. Jacques, I drove about 20. And I still have my CDL, so you never know. I might be back on the road someday. I don't know. But I kind of got the feeling I won't be. I think I'm pretty much done with it. But my CDL is good until 2027, I think. Nick Rich, facetious is a word. Google it. All right. I just said, I'm going back to the old days before Google when I used to have a dictionary, an actual dictionary. And I remember trying to look it up and I could never find it. Jolie says, just spent 5 minutes looking for my glasses. They were on top of my head. Oh no, Jolie. I've done that. Yeah. Oh no. Jolie's at that stage. Big Hook says, spoon-fed has been a new method of spreading misinformation on Fox News. Okay, is that new? MJ Daniel says, treating serious issues with deliberately inappropriate humor flippant. Okay. Sounds about right. You don't let me use it. Sarcastic involves irony. Facetious just means joking around. Alrighty. I was a bit of a joker as a kid. Roxanne Armfield says, sarcasm is snarkier, I think. Yeah. Peter, facetious. So everyone's giving me the spelling. Okay. Jacques Cedar says, I gave up my CDL for health reasons. I probably won't renew in 2027. Let's put it that way. Unless I'm doing some kick-ass truck driving job that I really love and I'm in good health and I'm just, then I would renew. But I don't see that as far. I hope I have the good health part. But as far as me being in a truck driving job that I just really love and it's just kicking ass, now who knows? That's what, 3 years. Still got 3 years away from that. So who knows? Peter, deliberately inappropriate humor. Anthony Raminiak says, chorizo, frijoles, and eggs, Mexican dinner. That sounds like a Mexican breakfast to me. But in any case, it sounds delicious. I love Mexican food. Mexican food is my favorite food. Italian, a close second. Donna O, 5 years over the road. 5 years over the road, 1 year, I don't know what that means, the YE means. Jimbo, once per day. Hey Jimbo, by the way, good to see you. I don't know what the once per day thing is, but thanks for being here, Jimbo. Thanks for being in the driver's lounge. Or 1 year instructor. Is that what that was? Bicycle Mike, can't wait to see Elvis Costello and Daryl Hall. Oh, that sounds like a great concert. They have some great music. They got some great music. Jacques Caesar, I love driving and eating pistachio ice cream. Jolie says, of course, Steve Ayers, if I didn't laugh at the stupid things I do, I'd be mad all the time. Also whacked my head on the side of the pool getting water out of my ear. The list goes on. Jack McCool, coolest name on the internet, says Jolie, been there, done that. Denise Williams, okay, so I'm at Vallarta grocery and in line behind a woman, and the cashier asks her if she wants a bag in Spanish. The woman went off telling her, she's in America, learn the language. Well, ma'am, you're in a Vallarta. Jimbo says, I had chili verde omelet. That sounds delicious, Jimbo. Now you guys are making me hungry. First you made me hungry for ice cream. Now you're just making me hungry just for some good food. Jupiter Judy says, French fries dipped in ice cream. Oh, yes. Or in your milkshake. If you have a milkshake, or if you have one of those hot fudge sundaes at McDonald's and you dip your fries in there. That makes it worth going to McDonald's to do that. Nick Rich says, I have a American Published Bible, 1881, wild illustrations and maps. Wow. I don't like music says, Trump is really smart is sarcasm. Trump smokes dingles is being facetious. Good way to use the word to use those examples. Good way of using examples to explain the difference there. Very good. Jupiter Judy, the thing scrolled up. It says, my daughter says she's going to make me suit out of bubble wrap. Lots of bubble wrap so you don't get hurt, I guess. Denise Wilkins says, so I intervened and asked her why shop in a Latino grocery. Oh, okay. Back to our story at the checkout stand there. I asked her why shop in a Latino grocery and not expect Spanish language. She said, it's America. They should learn. Again, you're in Vallarta, ma'am. And she probably lives in, Los Angeles. That's a Spanish name. Or she lives in Palos Verdes, or she lives in, I don't know, you name it. Just about every town you live in, not just in California or the West Coast, but all across this country, are either Spanish names or Native American names, it seems like. I mean, a good portion of them. So what is she going to do? Cry every time someone says Los Angeles or whatever? It's just ridiculous. Peter, it's fun to learn new languages. Fancy, I never run into any Karens, damn it. Well, now you will. You've just jinxed it. You're going to run into a bunch of them now, Fancy. Peter, Wendy's. Wendy's has those little Frosties. Yeah, dipping your fries into the Frosties is good. Paul Mannion says, would Alex Jones do any prison time if he doesn't pay his fine? And when is that creep Bannon going to prison? Okay, Bannon's going on, is it July 1st? Help me out with that one. I believe July 1st. As far as Jones, if he doesn't pay, I don't think so, but they will just keep going after all the assets that they can. If he doesn't pay up his cash, right now they're liquidating all of his assets, and they will just keep going at him until he has nothing left, I believe. Big Hook, Life's Laughs, Reader's Digest section. I always enjoyed. Yeah, we used to have Reader's Digest. I used to love that, yeah, as a kid. Denise Wilkins, back to our checkout at the Vallarta. The cashier starts speaking in perfect English, and I said, I know French also. Bicycle Mike 42, we have Vallarta and Cardenas, Mexican markets here, no lack of Mexican food in Southern California. Jupiter Judy, what an ignorant ass. MJ Daniel said, the Spanish were on this continent at the same time or sooner than other European nations. Yep, absolutely. I think before even. Let's see here. I'm getting really thirsty. I need to go get another bottle of water. I'm going to need some more water, folks. Although we're at 2 hours, I might just go ahead and put an end to the show. Because not only do I need some water, I also need to go get something to eat, preferably some sort of Mexican food. And then I need to go get some ice cream. So, there's that. That's my to-do list for today. Peter says, Sugar John, what do you think will happen to Hunter's sentencing? I think a fine and probation. I don't think he's going to get sentenced to jail time. Some sort of fine and probation. That's going to happen. Jupiter Judy says, sorry, allergic to nuts, but in past year, have racing comprehension problems with recall when too many details in the book. I'm better at visual learning they found when I was in school. So we're not going to talk about books. Jimbo, 2 Vallartas in my town. I know I came from Palmdale, Lancaster area. We had Vallartas there. Over here in Vegas, I think we have that Cardenas that we were talking about. I'm not sure if they have any Vallartas or not, but I think they have that Cardenas. My Spanish is horrible. Cardenas or Cardenas. They have that here, I think. I think I've shopped at a couple of them. Let's see. You don't like my music? The Spanish were here first. Were the first. Pizarro and his men slaughtered thousands of Incas. So that's not good. Paul Mannion, tacos, ole! Ole! Yes, now I want some tacos. I might be making a run over to Casa del Sabor. What did I say? To Casa del Sabor. If you guys have ever seen some of my past videos of me eating tacos from there, you know how much I love it. They have awesome tacos. So I think I might be making a Casa del Sabor run right after I shut this show down. And then making a run over to get some ice cream. Jupiter Judy, facetious is the spelling at John. Facetious. Okay, all right. I know we've gotten all that down, Jupiter Judy, and now I'm schooled up on facetious and the difference between facetious and sarcasm. Bicycle Mike, watched the Mission movie with Robert De Niro, yes, and Jeremy Irons. I did see that movie. That was a great movie. Yes. And I also think the Mel Brooks, what's his face movie that he directed. I don't think he wasn't in that movie. I don't think, right? That seemed to be a pretty good movie. But was that more about Aztecs or was that Incas? I forget, but that was a good one too. Mozart, run to the open border. I don't need to. I can just run right down the street. There's another place, actually, that literally is right down the street. It's one street over and down. They have great Mexican food. I might go over there because it's closer. Apocalypto. Yes, Denise. Thank you. Apocalypto. I thought that was a really good movie. Oh, pardon me. Say what you want to say about that Mel guy. He makes some pretty damn good movies. I think Braveheart's a great movie, and Apocalypto was a great movie. Steven Sayre says, my Mexican wife makes real tamales. Delish. Mozart, The Mission is a masterpiece, one of my favorite movies. That was a great movie. Chris Welch didn't like what he said, I guess. Bicycle Mike 42, I own the Mission soundtrack too. Wow, nice. Paul Mannion, I'm allergic to red kidney beans. Weird. It's nearly put me in the hospital. Wow. Stay away from them red kidney beans then, mate. Jupiter Judy, gotta go by help watching Cash Cap. John, bless you. Thank you, Judy, for being here. We're about ready to shut down anyhow. But thank you so much, Judy, and all of you guys for being here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me. A little after show hangout here. And just shooting the shit. We talked about a lot of stuff. But here's one thing I want to say. Here's how we're going to end the show. Now, we're talking about, it's all about projection. And we're talking about how Trump kind of told us who he was when he talks about criminals and rapists. He's a criminal. He's a rapist. We see the Trump crime organization. Everyone around him are all criminals, convicted, lawyers, and everything else. And we need to get rid of Trump once and for all, whether it's in prison, whether it's just voting him, make sure he loses. And we'll put this one up here. Look at this kind of thing here about, they being the Republicans, the maggots, the Trumpers. They want to take us back, right? Not to the 1950s, but to the 1850s. They want to strip away women's rights, women's bodily autonomy. They want to regulate the hell out of, a woman's vagina. Let's just say that, I guess, or whatever. And they're such hypocrites. They don't give a fuck about assault weapons and guns. They don't want any regulations on that. But they'll regulate the fuck out of a vagina. So, you want Roe, vote Joe. Simple as that. You don't want to go back to the 1850s? Stop voting for Republicans. I know probably most people in this chat don't. But we need to spread the word. Don't vote for Republicans. If you're tired of seeing all of these hard fought for civil rights and equal rights that have been gained over the years, and you don't want to see those stripped away, then you need to vote for Joe. You need to vote for Democrats. I know it. You guys know it. We need to make sure that our friends and family and neighbors know it. And we need to have that big, huge blue wave in November or Rovember. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to shut the show off so I can turn the AC back on because it's getting hot in here. Like I said, we're at 104 degrees. Whoops, I don't know what I did. 105 now here in Vegas. So I'll see you guys again on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Fancy, I will take into consideration doing more shows. If I did do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it would probably be a different time because I don't want to go on the same time as Hal, and he goes on at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So, but I might do some more shows. But as of now, I'll see you guys back Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time, right here on this channel, Trucker John channel on YouTube. Also, you can also see me on Twitch. I'm not really streaming over to Facebook anymore because it just seems like there was always problems with it loading and not loading, and it was a hassle. But there's Twitch. If you guys want to watch Twitch, if you like that better, and we got YouTube. And for right now, it's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays that we're on, and maybe more. We'll see. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. It's been lovely. And now I need to go get me some tacos and some ice cream.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So I hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully. Nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about gold chimes, but if we did, I'd be on too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving. Who am I trying to kid? At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right?